Alright, hi everyone, welcome to the stream. Good morning, good afternoon, good wherever you are. I hope you're all feeling good today. So, we're going to be doing a Pokemon Direct, and I am here with BandanaGamerDee. Not entirely sure. Oh, there you are.
Hey, sorry. I was hearing you on the live stream, and then I was hearing you in the call, and I got confused.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, you're fine.
So I've
Hey,
got
everyone.
different music playing, but it's like choir music so that we can speak over that, so that's fine.
That's good.
Right, so Pokemon Direct in just under 15 minutes. You told me about your predictions.
Yeah, do you want to go with your predictions first, or do you want me to list off mine?
Well, I don't have that many predictions of my own, but I guess I could start with mine. So, it's a 20-minute presentation. I'm thinking we're not going to see anything on the next mainline, like, holiday Pokemon game. They usually show that in May, like, just before E3. So I don't think they're going to, like, talk about that right now. I think they're going to wait on that one. I think they will show Detective Pikachu 2 for the Switch, because they did confirm about a year and a half ago that was in development. And let's see, I'm thinking we're going to get a spin-off game, maybe a mystery dungeon, or maybe something else. I don't know, Pokemon Company sometimes does weird experimental shit like Pikachu Dash, or whatever that game was called. But I'm hoping a mystery dungeon game, because that would be nice, even though I've barely played any of them. And trying to think if there was anything else I had on the mind. I guess we'll learn more about Pokemon Home as well, because that was also something that they talked about a while back, and we've not heard anything about that since. So I think that's pretty much my predictions, my general outline of what I'm expecting to see today. So what about you?
Alright, my list is a bit more of like a wants list. There are some stuff that I pretty much am saying that this is going to happen. First off, we're going to learn more about Pokemon Home and Sleep, or at least one of the two, or both.
It's
been a year, we need to know more
actually.
information about it.
Yeah, so I was going to say I forgot about Sleep. That was a weird thing for Pokemon Go, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Pokemon
Actually, it was
in your sleep.
Yeah, that's basically the idea. But we haven't heard anything about it in the years that since they announced it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna hear more about that. Maybe like some teaser information, like right at the end about the next mainline title. I'm with you in saying that they usually wait until closer to E3 to announce, but they at least like to hint beforehand.
They might possibly hint at it, yeah.
Alright.
Some people are thinking, like, I've heard some people thinking it might be Gen 4 remake, it might be a Gen 2 Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu style thing, but I don't know what it'll be. Well,
that's the thing. Now we're going to start going into the wants. I kind of want to hear some more information about Pokemon Go. Ever since the Team Rocket event, it's kind of just stagnated in terms of like what's next for Pokemon Go. Not saying that the game is bad, it's just we haven't heard a lot about what's going to keep that service going.
Yeah, I still play Pokemon Go, but I play it very casually. I don't like go out of my way to play it. I just do it when I'm out and about.
And then I'm with you. I'm thinking and slash hoping that it's going to be a remake. It doesn't necessarily have to be Gen 4. It just has to be like any remake that's up to and including Gen 4. So like you could have Johto, you could have Hoenn, which they've already done, so it makes sense that they would do Sinnoh.
If they remake Gen 2, I'm thinking it'll be like in the style of Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Otherwise, it's going to be a remake of Gen 4 that's like a traditional Pokemon game.
Yeah, and then as for my final one, a remake of the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. One of the two earlier ones, Red Rescue Team or Blue Rescue Team, or Explorers of Time, Darkness, and Sky.
I've only ever played Red Rescue Team for the GBA. I never finished it, but I like that game.
And the reason why I have like a lot of remakes in my want is because of this next category called wants with concerns.
Yeah.
So the first one on the list is like a new mainline title or Sword and Shield Part 2. Now, the biggest concern with that is that I'm not sure if they have a lot planned for that, if they're just going to go ahead with the next gen, which I doubt. or if they're going to do a part 2 of Sword and Shield. Kind of not a fan of that because it just seems like they didn't have a lot of content for Sword and Shield anyway, and releasing a part 2 or releasing like a, you know, like an ultra version of the game would just kind of seem like, hey, this is where all the extra content that should have been in the first iteration went. Kind of like Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon.
See, I kind of feel like doing that would like fan the flames of like the bring back the national Dexels, because it's like, oh, this should have been here to begin with. But I guess that would kind of like patch up the issue. I was thinking maybe they would like patch the game in general to add stuff that was not there to begin with, but I'm not sure.
Alright, next one on the Wants with Concerns list is a Pokemon Ranger. This could be a new title or a remake. My biggest concern with this is controlling, because the Switch does have a touchscreen, and if you've ever played Pokemon Ranger, I'm assuming most people here have. But
Is
if
that
you've
the one
ever
where you
played
like
Pokemon...
spin the touchscreen or something? Like you rotate the touchscreen or whatever? Yeah.
Yes. The reason that's a big concern is that, you know, you would have to either play that almost exclusively in handheld mode, or they would have to find a way to incorporate TV settings.
Well, you could use the Joy-Con to like do IR style controls, if that makes sense.
That being said, I have played a game that tried to emulate the touchscreen. The World Ends With You recently got a release on Switch, and I can tell you playing off the TV on that, horrible.
I know a game that does it quite well, actually. There's a game called World of Goo that actually does it almost perfectly.
Oh, really? I'll have to check that one out. But, yeah, so that would be my major concern with a Pokemon Ranger title on the Switch. Otherwise, they'd have to find a new way to control it.
Yeah.
Wants with Concerns, a new Pokemon Mystery Dungeon or a remake of Gates Infinity or Super Mystery Dungeon. The biggest reason I kind of lumped that all together is because I don't think the newer games have done a lot well with the story for the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games.
Yeah.
Like in the first two, a bit of spoiler, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, by the way, across the whole games. So if you're looking to play one, keep that in mind. First game, one of the main antagonists is a human that has also been turned into a Pokemon. I'm not going to get into the details of that, but it's like the main antagonist was a human that turned into Pokemon. Explores the time, darkness, and sky. Your main antagonist was Primal Dialga. Yeah. And then when you get to Gates Infinity and Super Mystery Dungeon, it's just darkness, 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 darkness. It's like it's more darkness than a Kingdom Hearts timeline here.
Yeah.
But
so
that's what I'm
I
saying.
Couldn't think of anything else other than that, I guess.
Yeah, and that's why I'd be kind of a little about a new title, because I think they would just go the general darkness as the antagonist.
I mean, it's not Pokemon Company or like Game Freak that exclusively make those games. It's like outsourced to a different company. It just depends on who does the writing, I guess. But yeah, I don't know who would do the writing for a PMD game.
Yeah. So yeah, that would be my main concern. At least if they do a remake of Red and Blue and Time, Darkness, and Sky, at least then we get the writing for those games. And I'd be okay with that.
I've heard Explorers of Sky is like the best in the series. At least that's what I've been told.
Yes, Explorers of Skies is the best. It has a bunch of paralogs that flesh out the characters that you get to know in Time and Darkness, and it's just overall a more complete version of the game. I'm actually going to skip ahead here to my next section, which is called Out of This World. This is announcements where if they did this, I would be screaming the praises of the Pokemon Company from the roof.
Okay.
First one is if they announce that the GBC, the Game Boy Color and the Game Boy Advance titles are being released on Switch with the inclusion of a Game Boy Advance and Game Boy Color Nintendo Switch Online service. That would be a big thing. I don't think it's going to happen. That Out of This World means like it's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
But stuff I'd want to... I mean, for obvious reasons.
Yeah, because that would be more of a Nintendo thing, like if they want to release GB and GBA games first.
Yep.
But maybe they could do that in the future if Nintendo decides to expand the service, but for now it's just NES and SNES.
Yep, and then next one is a Pokemon Colosseum and XD remake.
Oh yeah, I played Pokemon Colosseum.
Yeah, arguably some of the better writing for Pokemon games, and it makes sense because it wasn't those games weren't being handled by Game Freak; they were being handled by a separate company. called, I believe, Genius Sorority.
I don't know if that company's still around. I haven't checked.
Yeah, so maybe not likely if the company's not still around to be able to do the licensing.
Like, you would assume the company would still be around, but then Alpha Dream went out of business last year, so I'm not sure.
Exactly. Yeah, MSP, I agree. It would be nice to catch Shadow Pokemon again. And then there's two of these that kind of fit together.
Right.
One that they announced that they basically just say verbatim, we're not making a mainline Pokemon game this year. Because I really think they need, I think especially with Sword and Shield, it's kind of shown that these games need more time in the oven.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Like, especially because of Sword and Shield, I definitely would like them to just say, oh, we're not making a mainline Pokemon game this year. Probably not going to happen, but
do you know what the sad thing is, though? Here's the sad thing, though. If they say that, like, if they say something like, we're not making a mainline game this year, you know the stocks are going to drop for the Pokemon company.
Exactly. That's why they would never say that. But as a fan of the series, I'd love for Game Freak to be able to spend more time making these games, so that way they don't come out rushed or, you know, missing a lot of features.
Right. So,
and tied in with that, I would also like them to. I would like them to announce that they are working with more dev studios on mainline titles. Like they're, like again with Genius Sorority, if they were like, you know, getting some more studios to work on the mainline Pokemon games to kind of take the pressure off Game Freak, so that way they can making the Pokemon game that they're in charge of great, and then also working on their own little side projects.
Yeah, that would make sense. Right, so we've got just over 2 minutes left before this starts, so you might want to skim over the last few of these that I'm looking at.
Yep. Last one. Worst timeline. This is, if they announce these, we are in the worst possible timeline, and you cannot convince me otherwise. First one, Pokemon Dash remake.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
Second one, that's enough said about that one. Second one, Hey You Pikachu remake. It's a good game. I just don't think that they should remake it.
That game never got released over here because microphone integration wasn't good at the time. It's not like nowadays where my phone can recognize my thick accent.
Yeah, and also because they actually tweaked the microphone to handle higher pitches. So as an adult, if you try and play Hey You Pikachu, it's actually harder to play it because the game doesn't recognize your voice. And then finally, a Pokemon Snap remake. Because, not because I'd hate a Pokemon Snap remake, but I would just be asking, everyone, as well as myself, would just be asking why for the rest of the day. Why? Why is Pokemon Snap coming back?
See, I wouldn't mind Pokemon Snap coming back because I feel like the original games aged a bit gameplay-wise, but I feel they could add a lot more on top of that. But I don't know. I would start explaining why I think they could improve, how they could improve it, but then like this.
If they made it a mobile game,
so
if they made it like a mobile game with AR features, I think that would be good. But if they just did like a straight N64 remake on the Switch,
I mean, you can kind of. There already is a Pokemon Go, Pokemon Snap on the mobile. It's called Pokemon Go. You can go into AR mode while catching Pokemon.
That's fair. Yeah.
I guess are you on the stream page right now? Because it's about to start.
Yeah, it's about to start. I'm actually going to go quiet because I don't want Mel and my reactions to be overlaying each other. So I'll see you guys in just a few minutes if we want to talk after the stream.
Yeah, sure.
Alright, I'll see ya.
See ya. Right, okay then. So I'm doing this on my PlayStation 4 because that's like the best way for me to do this for my internet setup. Here we go.
Welcome to the Pokemon Direct. I'm Ishihara from the Pokemon Company. In today's broadcast, I'd like to touch on two topics. Let's get started with the first topic. Have a look at the following footage.
Oh, I'm getting a double here. Wait a minute, what's going on? Wait, is that? Oh, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon? You might hear double audio, I'm not sure what's going on with my audio setup, so... Okay, I wasn't expecting this to start up. I'm going to try fixing that audio issue. I don't know if that's a me thing or if that's... Oh, it is a me thing. Right, okay, fixed it. I had a tab on in the background. Wow, it's a remake of the first game?
Pokemon
Wow, I
Mystery
did not
Dungeon
expect that.
Rescue Team DX.
Well, I'm gonna have to stream this then. I was thinking about streaming Pokemon Mystery Dungeon this year, so this is pretty much set in stone now. Awesome. I bet D is flipping his shit right now watching this.
Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX.
Is there a release date? Is it coming out early this year or like later?
It's been about 15 years since Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Red Rescue Team, and Blue Rescue Team.
Again, the only
were
one I've ever
released for the
played was
Nintendo
Red
DS
Rescue
and
Team for the
Game Boy Advance
GBA.
systems
Never
in
finished
Japan.
it, but I liked it.
But now they will gain a new life as a Nintendo Switch title. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX will be released March 6,
Oh,
2020.
nice. Couple months from now? Awesome. Yeah, I'm so
What's
pre-ordering
more,
that.
We'll release a demo version on Nintendo eShop, available later today.
Damn it, I'm gonna have to stream
You'll
that
be able
later.
to carry over your save data to the full version of the game once purchased, so please take this opportunity to get a sample of the fun. Now, for the other topic, I think we'll ask Game Freak to share it with you.
Oh, is that an update on Sword and Shields?
Mr. Masuda, Mr. Omori, it's all yours.
Hello everyone, I'm Masuda from Game Freak.
Hello, and I'm Amori, also from Game Freak.
We hope everyone has been finding something to enjoy in the latest entries
I
to
want
the
that
Pokemon
Sobble
series,
plushie.
Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield, since their release last November. Our goal is always to deliver lively new adventures that delight Pokemon trainers around the world.
We did our best to fill these titles with fun activities so that our players could have a fulfilling experience.
Oh yeah, I didn't bother with that shiny Magikarp thing, by the way, for anyone
And the
wondering.
Galar region is a vast one.
I'm not too bothered
We
about it,
suspect
to be
you've
honest.
had many new discoveries and fun encounters along your adventure. We've been thinking about how much we'd like it if everyone's Pokemon adventures could go on even longer, with more to dig into and new discoveries to explore. We've been working on plans for some time, in fact. This is why we at Game Freak are now developing the Pokemon Sword Expansion Pass and Pokemon Shield Expansion Pass.
Oh, here we go, Season
Downloadable
Pass.
expansions for the Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield games that will be available for purchase from Nintendo eShop.
Until now, we've sometimes released new titles set in the same region as previous games, such as Pokemon Platinum version or Pokemon Ultra Sun and Pokemon Ultra Moon. This expansion pass will be different from those games. You'll be able to set out on new adventures using the save data you're already playing with.
We're in the thick of development now, but we've prepared some footage for you so you'll be able to at least get a feeling for what new experiences await you.
Not sure why the YouTube app is doing that with the overlay.
Please have
Okay,
a
there
look.
we go. Please have a look. Can't wait for Game Freak to content claim this trailer. I mean, it's cool to say that they're working on more content for this. The real question is, are they going to bring back the national decks? Not that I'm the one asking that, but a lot of people are. Yeah, we don't have any gameplay for this upcoming expansion pass, so we're just going to show you concept art instead. Sorry! So there's going to be a Galarian form of a Slowbro. Or Slowking. More cosmetics. I saw the Scottish Pokemon trainer there. I'm guessing there's more gym leaders or like more... Yeah, they're called gym leaders in this game, aren't they? Yeah. Oh, look at that, Bulbasaur and Squirtle confirms. Nice, Galarian forms. They've got Gigantamax forms as well. Nice. Okay, so we see like 2 seconds of gameplay, not even, but there's the name of the first expansion, I guess. So the first one was called Isle of Armor, so it's got like a shield sort of theme to it, so this will be the sword-themed one. I hope you can experience both of these expansions on the same version of the game. I hope it's not like, oh, you can only do Isle of Armor on shields, because that would kinda suck. More classic Pokemon. Oh, that's cool, there's Galarian forms of the legendary birds. That was an abrupt music cut. I don't know if that was my stream or what, but... Wait, what? Did my... What the fuck? Yeah, I think something went wrong with the live stream. It just went back to this again. Did that happen for anyone else, or did that just happen to me? I didn't press anything. Oh well, let's watch that. I guess we'll watch that part again. It happened to you as well. I mean, it's like, sometimes that happens where it like skips for a moment, but I've never seen it skip like 30 to 60 seconds. That was bizarre. I guess we'll get one more look at the Galarian forms of Zapdos, Articuno, and Moltres, I guess. Alright, here we go. Oh, they're like... Okay, they're not version exclusive, I don't think. They're just individual story things. Who dis? What? Is this like more legendaries for Sword and Shield? If you like Chocobo's Dungeon, Mishi, I think you would like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. It's made by the same people. Yeah, more legendary / mythical Pokemon.
What did you think of this first look? The Pokemon Sword Expansion Pass and the Pokemon Shield Expansion Pass will be composed of the Isle of Armor, planned to be released June 2020, and the Crown Tundra, planned to be released in fall 2020.
Right, well, I'll probably stream those when they come out.
If you buy the Pokemon Sword or Pokemon Shield Expansion Pass, you'll be able to enjoy both as they're released.
Yeah, but that's cool, they're not version exclusive, I'm happy about that.
Each part offers a different adventure, where you'll be able to visit unseen areas of the Galar region and meet new people and Pokemon that live there. There are 2 versions of the Expansion Pass, one for Pokemon Sword and one for Pokemon Shield. Different Pokemon will appear in the different versions, and you'll also run into some different people and places. We're hoping players can continue with the classic Pokemon experience of trading with one another and working together.
Now, without further ado, let's have the director himself present more information on the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra. Mr. Tani?
Right, we've got about 10 minutes of this left.
Hello, I'm Tani from Game Freak. I'm working as the director for the Pokemon Sword Expansion Pass and Pokemon Shield Expansion Pass.
Yeah, they didn't mention
The
about
Isle
pricing.
of Armor and the Crown Tundra are in development as we speak. So today, we'd like to show off some designs and concept art to help introduce you to these new areas. Your adventures in Galar are getting even bigger. First, let us introduce the Isle of Armor, which focuses on the theme of growth. Take a look.
Yeah, I hope it's not too expensive.
The next destination in your adventure is a giant island off the shores of the Galar region known as the Isle of Armor. This island is full of beautiful nature. You'll find beaches, bogs, forests, caves, and dunes. And of course, you'll find Pokemon that you couldn't previously find in Galar dwelling there too. There's a dojo for Pokemon battles on this island. And you'll take up an apprenticeship under the Pokemon trainer who runs it.
Oh no, it's not
This
free, I
is
don't
Mustard,
think it will
who will
be.
become your mentor.
Good
He's
name,
also
Mustard.
the mentor of Champion Leon, who you probably know quite well. In fact, Mustard has occupied the seat of champion himself in the past. You'll also encounter new rivals among your fellow apprentices. When playing with the Pokemon Sword Expansion Pass, you'll be training with Clara, who is a Poison-type user. When playing with the Pokemon Shield Expansion Pass, you will be training with Avery, who is a Psychic-type user.
I kinda wish I was
They're
training
both
with him.
training hard so they can someday have
I've got
a gym
Pokemon
and
Sword,
stadium
not Shield.
to call their own. Next, we'd like to introduce the legendary Pokemon that will be central to the story. Kubfu. It's a fighting-type Pokemon that strives to become stronger with single-minded dedication. As you progress through your training, Mustard will entrust you with this Pokemon. Once you complete your training together with Kubfu, it will be able to evolve into Urshifu. Urshifu is a Pokemon with two distinct styles. There is Single Strike style, a fighting and dark type style that delivers a single strike at blinding speed. There is also Rapid Strike style, a fighting and water type style that focuses on unleashing a torrent of rapid strikes. What's more, it's been revealed that Urshifu has a Gigantamax form. Each style will have a different appearance, as well as a different G-Max move. You'll be able to evolve your Kubfu into an Urshifu in one of these two styles, Single Strike style or Rapid Strike style, during your adventure. Urshifu is a powerful Pokemon with a brand new ability, and it also has a new move for each of its two styles. Once you've completed your training, bring it with you for some online battles or official competitions. We also want to talk about Rillaboom, Cinderace, and Inteleon, final evolutions of the first three Pokemon you team up with in the Galar region. During your adventure in the Isle of Armor, these special partners in your teams will be able to Gigantamax. You can look forward to seeing their new forms and new G-Max.
I like that Inteleon has like a fucking sniper rifle.
And as you
That's
can
brilliant.
See here, we've got even more in the works to make sure your journey is as smooth and fun as possible. There are new fashion items, and you'll even be able to obtain new looks for your bike. We hope you'll look forward to the new experiences coming in the Isle of Armor.
Yeah, it looks alright. $20 would be nice to get both, but I'm thinking it'll be $30 for
Next,
both.
I'd like to discuss the Crown Tundra, the second area, which has a theme of exploration.
See, what I think they're going to do is
going to
charge
show you the
$20
information you have
for
at the moment.
individual passes or $30 for both.
This expansion is
But I would prefer to buy them both for 20, but I don't think it's going to be like
Take a look
that.
for yourself at the beautiful scenery of this shining, silvery landscape. As it turns out, the Isle of Armor isn't the only uncharted area waiting for you all in the Galar region. In this frigid area, with its towering winter mountains, people live in small communities that support and rely on each other. Much like on the Isle of Armor, you'll be able to find Pokemon that didn't appear in the Galar region before. Fitting right in with this area's theme of exploration, there will be plenty for you to uncover. You might find a strange temple where you least expect it, or maybe spy a mysterious giant tree growing in a place it doesn't seem to belong. A certain person will appoint
See,
you
I
as the
think,
leader
yeah,
of
I
their
do agree. This is
exploration
better
team
than
in the
doing a
Crown
Sword and Shield 2. Just like
You can gear up
work
for
on a
adventure,
side DLC
and then
thing
head
while
out to
the main
explore
team is
Blizzard's
working
web
on the
fields
next game.
And even deep inside Pokemon dens. which you could only previously get a glimpse of during max raid battles. Next, we'd like to introduce Calyrex, the legendary Pokemon you'll discover during your adventure. Legends say this Pokemon once ruled over a part of Galar that included the Crown Tundra. It's characterized by its graceful, regal movements.
Wow, that's got
Get
really
ready
long
to
legs.
experience a never-before-told story about the mysteries of Calyrex. The Crown Tundra will have a new form of co-op play as well. This will allow you and friends to enter and explore Pokemon dens that exist underground in the Crown Tundra. Deep inside the dens, you may see legendary Pokemon from past games Dynamaxing before your eyes. You'll be able to meet and make allies of all kinds of legendary Pokemon during your adventures in the Crown Tundra.
Okay, that's cool. They've got all the
including ones
legendaries
you'll
from the
be able
past
to
games.
catch through this co-op play. It also appears that some brand new legendary Pokemon are also waiting to be found somewhere in this land. And combined with the Isle of Armor, dozens of new clothing items will be added. Plus, there will be new battles waiting for you to challenge once you complete your entire game, including the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra.
Pokemon Direct is about to end. Do you think there's going to be a one more thing announcement, or...?
Developing new ways to enjoy Pokemon even as we speak. The Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra areas themselves are actually two key examples of the things we're working on. Both areas are in fact seamless maps, much like the wild area you can already experience in the Galar region, where players are able to move around freely and control the camera. Of course, you'll be able to connect with other trainers and play with them too. There will be Pokemon dens as well, and you'll be able to engage in max raid battles against Pokemon that haven't previously appeared in the Galar region. There's more to see and do on the Isle of Armor and in the Crown Tundra than there was even in the wild area. We'll bring you more information about them in future news reports, so please stay tuned.
Are we going to get a pricing right now, or are we going to have to wait for that?
What did you think? We at Game Freak are all working hard to bring you new content, so you can spend more time having fun in the Galar region. We hope you're as excited as we are for what's to come.
Thank you, Mr. Tani. On the Isle of Armor and in the Crown Tundra, you'll see some familiar Pokemon that didn't appear in the Galar region before. There will be more than 200 Pokemon species that appear in these areas, and you can add to your team, including the legendary Pokemon mentioned before.
Additionally, we'll be distributing free updates for Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield that will coincide with the releases of the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra. These updates will allow people who don't have the Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield expansion pass to obtain the Pokemon that appear on the Isle of Armor and in the Crown Tundra through other means, such as trading. Players will also be able to bring over Pokemon to their games from the cloud service Pokemon Home, as long as the Pokemon appear in the Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield expansion packs.
Alright then.
Pokemon Home is planned to launch in February 2020.
Okay, so that's a little ways off.
We intend
wait
to
a minute,
release
that's this
even
year.
more details before
I forgot
then,
2020
so
was
please
this
wait
year
just
for a
little
moment.
bit longer.
I thought that was like the next year.
Finally, we have some more news for our Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield players. Starting today, it seems like you're more likely to run into Gigantamax Colossal, Gigantamax Lapras, and Gigantamax Flapple or Gigantamax Appleton in max raid battles in the wild area. Face these powerful Pokemon with your friends.
Right, well, I guess I know what you're going to be
There
doing
will
tonight,
also
Cray.
be a software update going live available later today. Once you've received the update, head to Wedgehurst Station. In Pokemon Sword, you'll encounter Clara, while in Pokemon Shield, you'll run into Avery. You'll also encounter a Galarian Slowpoke that's wandered in from the Isle of Armor. You can try to catch it and add it to your team. Galarian Slowpoke can evolve into Galarian Slowbro if you use an item that can be found on the Isle of Armor, or into Galarian Slowking if you use an item that can be found in the Crown Tundra. Don't forget to check it out.
What did you think? Today, we've finally been able to show you some of what we at Game Freak are hoping to achieve going forward.
Do we have a one more thing
We
announcement?
hope we've been able to get you excited for the continuing adventures waiting for you in the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra. Each part offers a different adventure. We'll do our best to fill it to the brim with adventures like you've never experienced before.
Whether you're just starting with Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield, or you've done everything there is to do, we'll do our best to develop something that everyone can enjoy. Stay tuned for more updates in the future.
My thanks to everyone from Game Freak. The Pokemon Sword Expansion Pass and Pokemon Shield Expansion Pass, which contains both the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra, will be
that's what I
available for
thought.
pre-purchase on
$30.
Nintendo eShop later today.
I thought it was going to be. I was hoping for 20, but I knew it was going to be 30.
You'll also be able to access.
Oh, okay then. I think because the stream skipped backwards, it just went straight to the end because it finished. But we pretty much got all the information we need there, so I don't think we missed any one more thing. I think that was it. Right, okay then. So let me just jump back to the call so that I can get Dee on the line so we can talk about our thoughts on that. So one moment, please. All right.
Oh, the direct cut off right in the middle. Oh, that's funny.
What happened in the middle? Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Right at the end, they were trying to explain something, and it just cut right to the end of the direct.
Oh, it did
At
that
least
for me
for
as
me.
well. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it was because it skipped backward. Yeah, I think it's because it skipped backward to the bit in the middle.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that was weird. I guess it was like a glitch with the YouTube streaming side of things.
Oh, well, maybe they'll fix it in the posted video for the direct later.
Yeah, I don't know if you got the price at the end there. It's $30 for the expansion pass, which is pretty much what I
That's not
expected.
bad.
It's all right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think this solved a lot of problems that people had with Pokemon Sword and Shield, which is there just wasn't a lot of content in the game to begin with.
Yeah.
And so I think now we know why there was all that why it felt like a lot of content was removed.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll pay $30. I'm actually interested to get back into Pokemon Sword now. I was I haven't played a lot of the game because I was like, I heard it doesn't really have a lot of content, but this is the kind of stories I wanted to see out of Pokemon. Like training alongside Pokemon, exploring areas. I'm actually excited for this.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it myself. I was not expecting them to do DLC for this game to this degree. I thought it was going to be like, oh, here's like a couple tiny things that you can do that will give you like maybe an extra hour of gameplay. But no, this feels more substantial than I expected.
I also like that they are going to update the base versions of the game so that way people who don't have the expansion pass can trade with people who do.
Yeah.
And get Pokemon that way. Like that's nice. I mean,
that is good.
Obviously, it's just meant so that way they can. But oh, give me a sec. It's trying to autoplay something else. But yeah, it's like at least they thought that far.
Yeah, I'm glad that they thought about that. I'm actually going to check right now to see if the update is available or if it's like maybe an hour from now.
I think it might be a little while from now.
But I will be checking the eShop later to download that demo for the other game that they mentioned. What did you think of the remake of the first Pokemon Mystery Dungeon?
You realize that was actually in one of my wants category?
Yeah, I did notice that. I was not expecting them to remake the original game. Like, that came out of nowhere.
Here's the thing. The reason I put it in the wants is because I thought it wasn't going to happen. Like, I thought it was like, oh, this is something that's like, if they did this, I would just be wholly excited for. Like, I wouldn't have anything bad to say about that, but I didn't think it was going to happen.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
So yeah, I was actually considering streaming a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game this year because last year I streamed the Chocobo Mystery Dungeon game. So it's been on my mind for a while, but then they announced the remake and it's like, well, fuck, I'm gonna have to stream it now.
Yeah. How did you guys think about the art style? Because I was, at first I was thrown off by the 3D models and then like the hand-drawn, like, brushed 3D model backgrounds.
I think it kind of works actually. Like, it's got a nice looking aesthetic to it and it kind of fits with the, I guess you could say, the theming of the game.
Yeah, it was like, where, like, it's kind of like the movie Detective Pikachu. Like, when everyone first saw, like, the first second of it, they're like, what is this? Why is this Pokemon? But then as you start watching it, you're like, actually, that was my response to that trailer. Was that like at first I was like, what?
Yeah, same here. It takes a while to understand it, and then once you really understand it, it's like, oh, okay, this makes sense.
Yeah, I'm excited for that Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, and it's coming out in March.
Yeah, that's the one thing I was not expecting. I thought it was going to be like maybe November of this year, but no, it's coming out much earlier than that.
So here's the timeline of Pokemon stuff that's coming out. Pokemon Home is coming out in February.
Right.
The Mystery Dungeon X DX, which looks like it's going to be both games in one, is coming out in March. And then we have the first part of the expansion pass coming out in June. And then we have the second part coming out in fall. And that's only the stuff we know about.
So yeah, fall would be around September, October-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we don't have long to wait for new content to come in that game, like from summer to fall. They're going to be like released fairly close to each other, I would imagine. Maybe like 2 or 3 months apart.
Yeah, I'm very excited about that, especially since I'm planning on taking a trip in the middle of March, and so I will be able to get that Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game right before I take that trip, and that is going to make that trip so much easier for me.
That's good. That's good that you're going to get that just in time then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Pokemon, the Red Rescue Team and Blue Rescue Team games are actually pretty close to my heart.
So I'm just logging into the eShop real quick just to see if the demo is live so I can download that ahead of time. But yeah, I played Red Rescue Team, like I said. I never finished it, but what I did play of it, maybe like 10 to 15 hours, I quite liked it. So it would be good to like revisit that game and actually finish the story and see how it ends. Because I've heard some Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games endings are real tearjerkers, so I don't know what this one's going to be like.
The first two are especially tearjerkers, and I finished Red Rescue Team. I was actually playing on a Game Boy Advance SP. I finished Red Rescue Team. It's kind of a morbid story, but I was playing it during a funeral.
Yeah.
And I beat the game. I beat the game during that funeral. So I got to the ending.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the story. It's just it's such a weird story where it's like it's just like, oh, I happened to beat the game while I was at a funeral and everyone was sad and I was crying because the ending, Yeah.
that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
So I just checked the eShop. The Mystery Dungeon demo's not there yet. I guess it'll be there within the next hour or two, so I'll have that
when the
downloaded
shop
later.
usually updates is when I assume.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna have to run out. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have that as an actual download. I feel like that's one of the games I probably want to keep downloaded, but at the same time, I like having the physical copies.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to decide on that one.
I'm glad that they're doing the thing that the Dragon Quest XI demo did, where you download the demo, you can play like maybe the first few hours, and then you can continue your save to the full game.
Yeah.
See, that's something I feel like more games like that should be doing, to be honest.
Yeah, it's probably just gonna be like that first dungeon, and then you set up the base, and then it like.
Yeah, I'm not expecting it to be like a 10-hour demo.
That might be where the cutoff. Yeah, that might be where it cuts off.
But it is cool nonetheless. I'll probably end up, like, if it's a shortish demo, I'll probably end up replaying it from the start anyway.
Craig.
It's not like Dragon Quest where it's like 10 hours, so you have to like, I don't feel like doing 10 hours again. The expansions are $60? What? No, they're $30?
Yeah.
I think you mean that it's $60 for both expansions if you're planning to get one for Sword and Shield. Individually, they're $30 each.
Yeah, we were just laughing about the director's glitch.
Yeah, the direct kind of like abruptly cut off at the end, but we didn't miss anything, I don't think.
Okay, so it's gonna be 60. Wait, are you saying it's $30 for each part of the expansion pass? Or are you saying it's $30 for?
No, it's $30 for both story parts within one game.
Yeah.
If you own Sword and Shield and you want an expansion for both, it will be $60.
Yeah. No, don't worry. We saw the prices before the stream cut off. Don't worry.
But I know people that have Pokemon Shield, so I don't need to go out and buy Pokemon Shield just to get the Pokemon that are in the Shield expansion. I can trade with people that do get the Shield expansion while I get the Sword expansion. So at least there's that. I'm quite glad that they're doing that. Because it would have really sucked if they like locked you out from getting the other Pokemon unless you like bought the other expansion pass as well. Oh yeah, so what about that underground raiding area where you can like find the legendaries from all the past generations? That's actually kind of neat.
Yeah.
From the Crown Tundra expansion. I
do also... They said there were some new Pokemon, but it really just looks like Galarian forms of the bird trio from the Gen 1.
It might be the pre-evolved versions of them, kind of like... You know how like some Pokemon have like pre-evolved, like Farfetch'd for example?
Yeah.
Before you get Surfetch'd. So it just might be that, where it just evolves into the Galarian full form.
Here's the biggest thing I like about both expansion passes so far, from what we know already. I like that they're both wild areas.
Yeah, that's
to me,
cool.
that is a big plus. Is that they're taking what is like relatively a small area compared to the rest of the game, and they're actually making more of those areas. Like if they keep doing that, that's great.
See, it was kind of funny how they were like marketing the wild area from their base game as it's like this new big thing that you can do, but it's only like one small part of the game. Like everywhere else, it's just like a standard like part of the Pokemon game, like go to Route 1, 2, and 3, and so on. And yeah, when you first get to the wild area, it opens more up to you, but it's still just like one self-contained area. It's not like several wild areas. So it's good to see that they're like making more wild areas to give you more stuff to do, including like raid battles and stuff, so that works really well for that.
And it seems like the stories that they're going to be telling in these wild areas are also going to be interesting.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be adding more lore to the main game as well.
Yeah, at least it won't be another, hey, here's another part of the region where you can go and fight gym leaders and get more gym back. You know.
Oh yeah, what do you think of what was it called? Cub Fu? The little bear thing, knows karate?
He's adorable.
Yeah.
I would run them in my team. I'm hoping this is the case that they evolved kind of like the Hitmon line.
Yeah.
Like where their stats determine which way they evolve.
It might be that, possibly.
So I'd assume that for like the one strike, you'd probably want to beef up attack, and then for, what was it, the multi-strike? Is that what it was called?
Yeah, multi-strike. It might either be done like that, or it might just be like version exclusive legendaries, or mythicals, or whatever you call them.
I really hope it's not version exclusive legendaries.
I mean, if you look at their colours when they like go into Galarian form, there's like a red and a blue one, so I'm thinking maybe it's going to be like that. Maybe one will be for Sword and Shield. Did I say Galarian? I meant Gigantamax, but yeah, G-Max.
Yeah, I think we all know what you meant. Yeah, I think it's just they gotta release more information about this. I mean, June's pretty close by. They're probably gonna be planning on releasing information up until that point.
Yeah, they'll probably like reveal the next Pokemon game in May, and maybe we'll learn more about the DLC then as well, like a month before it comes out.
Honestly, I kind of hope that these expansion passes are it for Pokemon. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they pushed the Tundra to November and had that be the big release.
See, what they could do as well is they could like show off the DLC more during the Treehouse at this year's E3. So that could be something they're going to be doing.
MSP, so you bet that the starter Pokemon you got from Leon will have a Gigantamax form. They actually confirmed that you have to go to the Isle of Armor, and there they'll learn the Gigantamax form.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like the Gigantamax form for Inteleon. That one looks pretty cool. I mean, they all look cool, but Inteleon's the one I've got. I actually do have the other two Pokemon, like, from trades, so I could maybe evolve them and use them.
Yeah.
I hope it's not going to be like...
One,
I'm hoping
the Gen 1 starters, that might be max raids.
Yeah. I'm hoping you're able to get Gigantamax for all three of your starters and not be like one per game, because that would be kind of shit. But I think you will be able to as long as you own the Pokemon.
Yeah, it might be like they're trying to make it sound mysterious, but it might just be an NPC. It's like, hey, I can throw your Pokemon into this den, and they will come back Gigantamaxed.
Yeah, it's kind of like those guys that just randomly teach you the strongest move in the game for your Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Like,
probably what they'll do, I
I
imagine.
can see that being it. Yeah.
So let's
So
see.
it's not just the ones that you get from Leon. It could be any ones that you get.
So I think we've pretty much covered everything. Is there anything maybe we left out, or...?
No, that's pretty much all they covered was the 2 areas in the expansion pass and the Mystery Dungeon remake. That's pretty much it. They did talk
Yeah.
a little bit about home, saying that you
they
could bring any
mentioned
Pokemon
that's coming
from
out.
other versions.
When's that
Yeah.
coming out? Next month? February?
February. Yep.
Yeah.
But
It's-
they haven't said anything about it. They said they were going to release more information about it later. So I guess we'll probably hear about it, like maybe in February.
Yeah, probably in the next couple of weeks. Maybe the upcoming... I don't know if we're going to get one, but I think we might get a Nintendo Direct for like Nintendo side of things this month.
Yeah, maybe towards the end.
Yeah,
They probably want that. They probably want to let the hype from the Pokemon Direct die down a bit.
yeah, that would make sense. Maybe like 2 weeks from now they'll talk about it.
In the meantime, I am going to see. I'm going to call my local game store and see if I can see about pre-ordering a copy of the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon remake, because I am definitely getting that day one.
Yeah, I'll be getting that myself, so I'm going to see if I can order that online.
And then I'm probably going to see if I can put aside some money for the expansion pass, and probably going to spend the rest of the day getting through Pokemon Sword. So
Real quick,
That's
it's coming
my
out
day.
in March, but what was the date again of March? Is it like early in the month or late in the month?
March 6th, I believe. So it's like
Right,
pretty
okay, so
early on.
first week. That's good.
Mhm.
Right, okay then, well I'll let you go then. Thanks for joining me and watching the Pokemon Direct with me.
All right.
And I will
hope
see
you
you
guys are-
later tonight for Fortnite, I guess.
If I'm awake.
If you're
I've been
awake.
up all night.
Yeah, don't worry if you're not around. I can just do something else if you're not around for it. We can do it another day.
No, I'll try and be.
I mean, I might be asleep as
We
well.
got-
Sometimes I go into a deep sleep and I'm trying to nap, so who knows.
Yeah, it might happen. Anyway,
Yes.
that's it. I'll see you guys
Alright,
hopefully later.
take care. Thank you for joining and taking part.
Well, thank you for having me.
See you later. Yeah, so all around, I mean, when you really condense it down, all they talked about was just like 2 things, the expansion pass and the mystery dungeon thing. But the expansion pass part of it was like so big, like in terms of like content, that it was pretty good. And mystery dungeon in of itself was an announcement I think everybody would agree was a great announcement. At least I think that's a great announcement, and I've only ever played the first game. So I'll definitely be getting that. I'll probably download the demo later today. Maybe I'll do a little stream of that later, who knows. I would imagine it's not going to be longer than an hour's worth of content, but hey, would be nice to have a look at it while it's still new news. So yeah, that's pretty much me done for this. Took me, this went on a bit longer than I thought, but thank you for dropping by and watching, I do appreciate it. Oh yeah, real quick, that Pokemon Sword and Shield finale that I was unable to render, that will probably go up tomorrow. I was unable to render it because I had issues with converting the video. I finally figured out a solution last night, so I'm going to have that rendered today and uploaded and posted tomorrow. So if you're wondering where part 10, part 9, I forgot what part it was, that's when it's going to happen. Most likely tomorrow that will show up. So with that, I'm done here. I will see you guys probably later tonight for Fortnite or whatever I do. And you all have a good day, and I will see you later.